Hey friends, Mindy here. If you watched my unboxing of Pure in Heart from Bythewell4God, I mentioned in that video that I had pulled out some old stamp sets and different things that I thought would coordinate with this kit, and I had asked if you would like to see that, and there was a lot of comments that said that that would be something that would be helpful to you. So I'm going to do a quick little video here, hopefully it'll be quick, of some of the things that I have pulled from my stash. I have been using Bythewell4God products for a long time, even before I was on the creative team. So I have a lot of the stamps and things. So if some of these are older, I apologize if they're not available. I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of things that you could do. Maybe go back through your stash and see if you have something that will work. I know sometimes the stamps sell out super fast. The kit is going to release Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Friday, October 20th. I will put my affiliate link down below, but and I know that sometimes during the release, some of those stamp sets can sell out really fast. Maybe it's just not in the budget. Whatever the case may be, you may have something in your stash that will work to coordinate with this kit. And so I thought I would just share some of those things that I found in my stash that might be helpful to you. Again, these are going to coordinate with Pure in Heart from Bythewell4God. So this is the devotional. I'll also link my unboxing down below if you haven't seen that yet. But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to go into all of these items. So the first thing that I want to share are a couple of the stencils. So this one has some pumpkins. I'm trying to find something that I can put behind here so you can see. Let me pull this. This is a pumpkin stencil. I don't know, it's within the last couple of years. I can't tell you when this stamp set came out. I feel like it was a couple of years ago. But anyway, it's just like some different pumpkins, and there's that beautiful pumpkin paper that has kind of like the washed out colored pumpkins, like the white ones. So if you wanted a stencil, you could certainly kind of recreate that idea. I also pulled out one of my favorite ones with these the leaves and the acorns. I love this stencil. You can see it's got some ink on it still. But I loved this stencil, so you may have that one in your stash. And then another one that I pulled out is just this brickwork one, because there's a lot of like fireplaces and outdoor scenes and different things, like front porches and that kind of stuff. And so if you wanted to kind of just create an interesting background, this would be a good stamp, I'm sure, or stencil. I'm sure there are other stencils. Those just happen to be the first few that I found as I was going through. I've been doing a huge, like, major reorganization in my craft room, and so some things are just a little bit disorganized. But anyway, one of the stamp sets that I feel like is going to go really well is this older Bythewell4God kit called Autumn Leaves. These leaves are stylized a little bit differently, but they have the lines in them. I love leaves, and so all the leaf stamp sets, I like to get them. So but I think that this would be really good if you don't get the other one, or even in coordination with the one that is going to be releasing on Friday. And then another one that I pulled out is this one called Cozy Cottage. I haven't even actually used this one yet, but I know this is kind of more like a spring scene, but I really feel like you could color these trees, like give it a watercolory kind of background and get that, very fall like look on here. So I felt like those could work really well. And then this is from One Another, and I really pulled this out not so much for the girls, they're a little bit more whimsical than this kit, but really for this little wagon with the pumpkins and stuff in it. I thought was really cute. I also pulled out this one. This is an old one too. This is called Truck of Blessings. It's got the Bythewell4God truck on it. So, and then a couple of different leaves on here as well. I love the Bythewell4God truck. I mentioned that in my unboxing. So another one I pulled out is called Blessed to Be a Blessing. This one has those great pumpkin images again, and it's got even little like stems and things on there. So it's got those kind of same shape to them of the pumpkins. And then this one is called Increase and Overflow. I just feel like these are really just fall, you can create little pictures, kind of do this, kind of color it however you want it. If you just use the colors that are kind of coordinating with this kit, you could use your watercolor dot card that comes in your kit to make these coordinate. But I just really, it's kind of got that farmhouse feel to me, so that's why I pulled those out. This one is called Offer Hospitality. This is the same, it's the same reason. I love this little stack of books. I thought this would be cute, like if you're trying to create a fireplace scene or something like that. And then, of course, this has got the barrel. There's some like whiskey barrel images in the kit, and then just this little bunch here. So I thought that was really cute. And then, of course, the cute little pumpkin. The next one, this one may not be completely there, but I think you could probably get away with it if you wanted to, is this sunflower, kind of just because of the colors and stuff of it. I feel like it could work, maybe not like as much as some of the other ones because it's a really big sunflower, but if you wanted to make that a focal point, that would certainly work. Another one that I pulled out is Abundant Pardon, and I really like this one because you can kind of fill up this little bucket here with whatever you want. So you have some pumpkins that you can put in there, or again, some sunflowers. So I really feel like the little pumpkins sticking out of here would coordinate well with that. There's another one similar to that. This one is called Giving is Only Begun. This is an older one too. I'm trying to see if I don't even think there's the year on here. But again, you may have something in your stash like this. So you have a couple of things that you could fill up with some flowers or, you know, whatever, and kind of create the little images that you have, like an empty vase here. And then of course this set as well. So, that one would coordinate if you have them. And then another stamp set that I pulled out that may not seem very obvious is this one from Poured Out, and it's because of this dahlia right here. There is that dahlia stencil this month, and it's so beautiful. So if that's like an image that you really wanted to use and just kind of color with fall colors, I actually have a friend that is a florist, and she does the most beautiful arrangements for weddings and things, and she's been using a lot of dahlias lately, I've noticed, and so they're beautiful. So anyway, that's actually why I pulled that one out. So make sure, you know, a lot of these were from previous like fall type kits, you know, or like November type kits, but this one, obviously this one was from Poured Out, which was earlier in the year, but I think that you could definitely use that one as well. And then I mentioned in my unboxing, if you saw that I love the lanterns. And so I pulled these out too. They're a little bit different, but in bigger scale wise, but I just really thought they were cute. I love the lanterns. So I pulled that out too, just in case I want to use it. And then we have that beautiful texture stamp this month that's like that waffle texture, but I came across a couple of other like cozy kind of textures stamps that we've had in the past. This one is called Cable Collage, and then this one is just a vintage fabric one, and I felt like because there's also a quilt pattern in the kit, so I just pulled out a couple of these that were kind of reminded me of, you know, different kind of cozy fabrics. So I pulled those. And then, oh, there's one other one that I feel like would go really well here. This one is from A Heart at Rest. I loved this devotional. It was so good. And I love the image of this lady in this chair. And then there you have, of course, your books and your coffee and your little lights, candles and everything. But there are several chair images that are really beautiful. But this, if you wanted to have kind of a person sitting in your chair, there is this stamp from A Heart at Rest devotional. And then there are a few other ones. I don't really know if I will use this one, but I did put this out here. This one is from Firmly Planted. As you can see, this is a well-loved one for me. I really love the trees from this one. And this would be a really good one if you kind of wanted to do some watercolor smooshing and then stamp these in there, and then you're going to have a beautiful fall scene. Again, that's Firmly Planted. And then the other one that I pulled out was Revealed in Nature. This was from the Twisted Scripture a couple years ago, or last year. And I did that particularly for these two leaves that are in here. So, and then one of the other items that is releasing tomorrow or Friday is the, it's an ink, a stamp set, an alpha stamp. It's a 6x8 stamp set that has like the uppercase and the lowercase numbers all in one stamp set. And it's a really cute font, but I know sometimes the alphas sell out really quickly, and it did kind of remind me of some other fonts that we've had in the past. And so this one is really big. This is called Inky Big, but it kind of has that same kind of brush stroke look to it. And then there was a coordinating one for this one that was called Inky Little, so it's the smaller size, but these are all uppercase. So if you're really wanting like the upper and lower case, then you know the one that is going to be releasing on Friday will be great. But in case you can't get that one this time, or you know you're fine with just the uppercase, maybe you have these in your stash as well. And then another one that I pulled out was from Trusting a Good God. And so this one has again, it's just uppercase and numbers. And then this one is, I believe this one was from One Another. It's called One Caps, and again, it's the uppercase and the numbers. So just something to think about if you are not able to get all of those stamp sets this time. And then I did pull out these as well. I feel like these would coordinate with those particular stamps, but they're not exactly the same. They're not that kind of like brush stroke, but I do think these would work too if you wanted like an upper and a lower case. Perhaps you have the Sentinel caps and Sentinel lower as well, and that would give you because it's just got that real kind of bold line in it that would coordinate with those. So those are all the Bythewell4God things that I have pulled from my stash to kind of coordinate with this kit. We'll see how that we always get so many stamps that I end up not using them as much as I would like to, but I did want to pull out a few other things that I have that I feel like will coordinate. Maybe you have some of these too. And a lot of these, well, all of this next set is going to be from Tim Holtz. So a few of the dies that I pulled out are these skeleton leaves. I love these dies. I think they're so, I don't know if that's gonna show up very well, but I love these dies, these leaf dies. I also pulled out a greenery one that I think would coordinate well. I also pulled out this one. This one is called Funky Foliage. Sorry, it's late here and I'm having a day. Anyway, I pulled this one out because it's got some leaves. These are more kind of whimsical, so they may not be appropriate, but this fern right here is one of my favorites, so I use that fern actually quite a bit. I also pulled out another leaf set here. This is really fun if you do kind of a watercolor background and then cut it out. I love all the distressing on this one. This is called Leaf Fragments from Tim Holtz. And then another leaf set that I had that I pulled, I may or may not use this one. This one is kind of a little bit more modern looking, but I did pull this one out as well, which is called Cutout Leaves. And I also pulled out another one that's kind of like funky, but I feel like the main shapes that you could use really easily if you wanted just kind of a bold background or like a silhouette kind of leaf shape. And this one is called Artsy Leaves. And then I also pulled out a plaid. This isn't like a buffalo plaid, but which is kind of in the kit, but I just feel like the plaid might work on there. I'm not sure if I will use that or not, but it's an option at any rate. So that is the plaid. And then this is a stamp set and stencil that I have had this for quite some time, but it's just, I pulled this one because of the leaves in here, and they're just a little bit smaller scale. And then it's got a stencil that's kind of got that buffalo plaid in there as well. And then, sorry if you can hear my machine back there. I also pulled out this leaf stamp set. This is called Sketchy Leaves from Tim Holtz. And these would be, you know, very bold if you wanted to use those. And then this one is called Leaf Prints 2. And I love these. I feel like this would be a really neat background if you did it like a really subtle color. And then I also pulled out this. I don't know that I would necessarily use this. It's more Christmassy to me. But I really like this image here with all the different like pine cones and stuff. But I like this like wood grain here kind of section. So I thought maybe even like stamping that almost as like its own washi might be fun. This is all one stamp set, but I think you could kind of isolate that. But that's just another idea. And then also this one, which I feel like you could make into a plaid. This is called Ticking and Grain, but it's that kind of just that same, you know, kind of fabric-y kind of feel. So these last two may or may not use those, but I definitely love all of the leaf stamps. like I said, I love the leaves, so I have a lot of those stamp sets. But anyway, that's kind of everything that I pulled from my stash kind of quickly to coordinate with this kit, maybe give you some ideas of things that you may have in your stash that would coordinate with this next kit. Again, that kit is releasing Friday, October 20th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And I hope that this was helpful. If you did find it helpful, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you click on the little notification bell, it will notify you when I post another video. And until next time, bye.